Hey everybody, it's Miss Corbett here. It's about 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday, November 11th. A lot of 11s in there. But I finished reviewing your QDS work for Module 12, so it's time for our class notes video. First thing, I know y'all submitted your evaluation essays yesterday, and that's awesome. I have already started reviewing them and am enjoying that. These essays will take me a bit longer to review than the rhetorical analyses did. They're longer essays to begin with, and also I have to check sources. So I'm shooting to have them back to you by the end of Module 13, the module we're starting today. If I am not able to do that, I will let you know, but that is my goal. But the rest of Module 12, we focused on our visual rhetoric projects, both learning about what they are and then also doing some brainstorming for the problems we might choose to address through our visual rhetoric. I want to say a little bit about, we did that discussion board where we were brainstorming problems. And I know that for some people, trying to identify problems might be more of a challenge than for others, particularly those of us who might be dual enroll students or people who are fully online, people who don't feel maybe that they're much a part of the larger KSU community. Let me first say that you totally are. You are part of the KSU community, and that what we want to think about are issues that you might face, or that any students might face that belong to a group you belong to. So for instance, you might be a dual enroll student who's having a pretty easy time of balancing or a more manageable time of balancing your high school work and your college work. But for some people, that's hard. So that could be a problem, even if you personally aren't facing it. And as we were brainstorming solutions, I noticed a lot of the solutions are focused on things you could do as an individual, right? If you're having trouble like following the lectures, maybe we're telling people to take better notes or, something like that. And absolutely, the solutions can be ones that you, the person affected or the hypothetical person affected, could enact. But you want to think about not only that, right? I recommend thinking about all the ways that a problem could be addressed, thinking about what all the different stakeholders could do. So for instance, let's imagine your choice of problem was that you're having trouble keeping up with deadlines, right? There's a lot of deadlines from all your classes and they're all different and on different schedules, and that can get overwhelming. Totally valid and real and something many of us deal with. So yeah, there are things like you could get a calendar, a planner where you keep track of things. You could set up reminders on your phone. Those are things you could do. But what about things that faculty or administration could do? For instance, you could say maybe teachers remove deadlines altogether and everything just has to be done by the end of the semester. Or that there are grace periods after every deadline, or at least no late penalty, so you're not deducted points. But you could also decide, okay, what if my professor sent out more reminders of deadlines? I know some people have used like remind.com in the past where you can set up on text to get text message reminders for things. What if you decided that everybody should have an accountability partner so that they check in with each other to make sure that they're doing their, meeting their deadlines? Maybe the teachers should give fewer assignments. Maybe the administration should make all classes follow the same schedule for deadlines. I'm not saying any of these is the solution I would choose, but what we're doing is thinking of a lot of solutions. And if you can logically support it, and it is something that could be feasible, meaning it's not like you're saying, let's give everybody in the university a trip to a space station or to Mars or something, something that's just outlandish. But if it's something that could logically make sense, even if it's not the solution you personally would like, or even the one necessarily that you think is the best of the list, if it's one you can logically support, it's viable for this assignment. So I just encourage you to think about all the different stakeholders who could make changes, not just what you could do. Because remember, we're going to be advocating for the change, not just among KSU students, but also the administration and faculty. So thinking about something that they could play a role in as well can make the assignment a bit more manageable. I just want to remind you to look at the visual rhetoric assignment sheet carefully and frequently. Also, the Public Awareness Project How-To Guide. When you get into this guide, there are some things that can help you identify your problems and solutions. I just want to remind you all that this is here and is useful. All right, real quick, let's look at what we're doing in Module 13. We know that our projects are focused on visual rhetoric, so we're going to spend a lot of Module 13 getting to understand what that is and how we do that. So you're going to watch a brief video, very brief, of formal and social layers of images that's available through our Becoming Rhetorical resources, and then read a couple chapters. And yes, I get that these are a lot of pages. I've tried to minimize work elsewhere, like minimizing the video length, so that it wouldn't be so overwhelming. It is a lot of reading this week, but all of this stuff is really helpful. You're going to take a reading and video quiz and a discussion board. And on the discussion board, we're going to be analyzing images that we've seen of existing visual arguments. And I'm asking that you choose one that actually kind of comes to you, I'm saying, in the wild over the course of the week. So not something that you just Google, but like if you're on social media, if you see an ad or something that you think is making a visual argument where it's trying to get you to agree or do something, or, you know, it's advocating for something. I want us to look for things that we just kind of stumble on. Maybe it's a billboard you see while you're driving somewhere. Maybe it's, again, something on social media, something that pops up when you're reading the news, whatever it may be. You're going to find one of those and then talk about it and analyze it using these elements that we're learning about in the reading for the week. And then you will, as usual, respond. We're back to 2 classmates posts this week and adding 2 points, new points about the formal or social features of their images. So again, not just congratulating them on a good image or agreeing with all their points, but saying here are some additional factors to consider. All right, as always, please let me know if you have any questions. If you want to talk through things, drop me an email, post to the Ask Ms. Corbett discussion board. We can always talk more. But as y'all dive into this on Module 13, I'm going to go back to reading and reviewing your essays. All right, have a great Wednesday. Bye.